संजीवनगुरो महाधना मनिष्ठारक मद्भाग्य मदानंद नमोस्तुते साधु साधुता गाये मतिनीच्योच्चता कर आनंद कदाचिन माम प्रेमना हृत्कंठयोस्पुरा ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Okay, let's resume 3.16.15. Te yogamaya radha paramishthya mahodayam Prochu pranjalayo vipra prakrishta shubhita tvachaha. The four Brahmin sages were nevertheless extremely delighted to behold him, and they experienced a thrill throughout their bodies. They then spoke as follows to the Lord, who had revealed the multi-glories of the Supreme Personality through his internal potency, Yogamaya. No, what? I have different. I have a different reading here. What is this verse? It's correct. Te Yogamaya. Te Yogamaya, correct. Then I have a totally different commentary. What is this? What is this Shvitram? No, this is wrong. This is not. No, this is not the verse. We already saw this before. This is not the verse. Definitely this is not the verse. Okay, I'll read out from the Prasiddhanta Saraswati Thakur edition. Evam Nindana Abhinandanayoh Vayoh api Pakshayoh Paryavasane. What is this? Kritarasmin. This is also typing as a mistake here. Uttaha asmin bhagavad abhimatya vishrantihi iti chiram vimrishya. What is this? Bhagavad abhimatya vishrantiriti chiram vimrishya abhinandanameva nishchitya drishyanta ahuhu iti. So in this way, after having concluded about both possibilities, about whether the Lord is criticizing them or whether he is appreciating them, they concluded that, okay, it has been approved by the Lord. And then they thought that after some time that he has only appreciated us. And then they speak this verse. Yogamaya Swarupa Shakti Taya Arabdha Arabdham Anadita Eva Vistaritam Paramishkyam Parameshwaryam Mahan Dayascha Yasyatam. And his great glory and his supreme opulence has been spread from time immemorial, from beginningless time, by his Swarupa Shakti, Yogamaya. Tasmad Ananya, no, Tasmad Anya Anadhina Mahamaha Aishwariyena Anena Prabhuna Kasya Anurodhena Stutihi Garbhaninda Stuti Garbhaninda Kartavya Yadi Vayam Dandya Eva Bhushyama Tada Vipra Ime Mad Bhaktaparadhinaha Narake Nipat Yantam iti Prakatam Eva Avakshyat iti Vivichya. So then they thought that his extremely great opulence is under nobody's control. This is the nature of the Lord. So, on whose instruction is he going to duplicitously glorify us while factually criticizing us? If we are factually meant to be punished, then he would have directly he would have said that let all these vipras, let all of them who are offenders to my devotees, let all of them fall into hell. Iti vivichya kshubita romanchita tvak yeshante. Well, so having thought like this, they became statically agitated, and the skin uh, also became ecstatic and became the hairs on the skin. They stood up. Kupite iti pathe. That's an alternate reading one. It's just kupite. That is just kupite. Instead of kshubita tvachaha, it must be kupite. Kupite iti pathe. Sanjata romakupa uktya romanchitvam eva uktam. Because their hairs were standing on end suddenly. Therefore, it is said like this. In the meanwhile, that's what took place. Looks like this is taken from Kramasandarbha, from Jiva Goswami. Okay, the sages were almost too puzzled to speak before the Supreme Personality of Godhead for the first time, and the hairs of their bodies stood erect due to their extreme joy. The highest opulence in the material world is called Parameshtya, the opulence of Brahma. But that material opulence of Brahma, who lives on the topmost planet within this material world, cannot compare to the opulence of the Supreme Lord, because the transcendental opulence in the spiritual world is caused by Yogamaya, whereas the opulence in the material world is caused by Mahamaya. 16. Vishaya Uchuhu. Na vayam Bhagavan Vidmas, Tavadeva Chikishitam, Krito Menugrhascheti, Yad Adhyaksha Pravashase. The sages said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are unable to know what you intend for us to do, or even though you are the supreme ruler of all, you speak in our favor as if we had done something good for you. Tadevam yatatatvapi tadabhiprayam tanmukhadeva shrotam punah prashnagarbhamahuhu navayamiti. So in this way, even though they knew the truth, still they wanted to hear the intention of Sri Bhagavan directly from his sacred mouth. So therefore, they make a statement here which contains an implied question. Navayam iti. Chikirshitam anugraham nigraham va iti arthaha. Now, we do not know whether, we do not know what you are thinking. Do you want to bless us? Do you want to reward us? Do you want to punish us? That is not clear to us. Yad yasman adhyakshaha sarveshwaraha san asman pratyapi kritaha me anugraha yushmabhihi iti bhashyase. Because you are the uh, supreme controller, you are the Sarveshwara, and despite that, you say that all of you have blessed me. Tat asambhavyatva, sambhavyatva, asman nijigrikshu prathama upahasasi. But since that is actually impossible, with a desire to punish us, first of all, you make fun of us. Kimva, or else, Brahmanyatvat swakrita dharma pravartanartham asman anujigrikshu eva vastameva staushi. Or else you directly, because you are Brahmanya, you do good to the Brahmanas, and you want to promote uh, Vedic Dharma, which is actually provided by you yourself, Swakrita Dharma, and you want to actually bless us. So factually you are praising us. In this way, चिकीर्षितं ज्ञातुम् असमर्थान् अज्ञान अस्मान् स्व अभिप्रायं ज्ञापय इति ध्वनि. So they're hinting here that what is your intention in your mind? We are unable to understand that. As if we were in the wrong. Therefore, it was difficult for them to understand the words of the Lord. They could understand, however, that the Lord was speaking in such a humble way, just to show them His all merciful favor. 17. Brahmanyasya param daivam Brahmana kilate prabhu Vipranam devadevanam bhagavan atmadaivatam. Oh Lord, you are the supreme director of the Brahmanical culture. You are considering the Brahmanas to be in the highest position is your example for teaching others. Actually, you are the supreme worshipable deity not only for the gods but for the Brahmanas also. This verse, this is not 18, this is 17. Srimukhavakyanam, right? Correct. Srimukhavakyanam, Durgyeyatvam, Prapanchayantaha Ahuhu. So, while elaborating on the fact that the words that had come from the sacred mouth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are beyond comprehension, they speak the correct words. Brahmanyasya tava brahmanyatvena eva daivatam iti tava eva daivatatvam vastavam. The real fact is that you are Brahmanya. You do good to the Brahmanas. And it is because of this that uh, the Brahmanas are considered by you to be your worshipable deity. But in reality, you are the deity of iti tavaiva daivatat daivatatvam vastavam natu brahmana. The real fact is that you yourself are the worshipable deity. The Brahmanas are not your worshipable deity. Shleshena, indirectly, they're saying Atma Daivatam Chaiti Tvam Vina Tim Mritaka Eva. You are their very Atma. You are their worshipful deity. Without you, the Brahmanas are simply dead bodies. Tadapitvam yat sevaya charana padma pavitra venam ityadi yat bhrushe tat kim swititi bhav. Despite this, you say that it is by serving the uh, Brahmanas that uh, the it is from that the dust the, of my lotus feet has become pure. So what is this that you are speaking? That is the implication here. In the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly stated that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of all causes. There are undoubtedly many demigods, the chiefs of whom are Brahma and Shiva. Lord Vishnu is the Lord of Brahma and Shiva, not to speak of the Brahmanas in this material world. As mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord is very favorable towards all activities performed according to Brahmanical culture or the qualities of control of the senses and cleanliness, forbearance, faith in scripture, and practical and theoretical knowledge. The Lord is the super soul of everyone. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord is the source of all emanations. Thus, he is also the soul of Brahma and Shiva. 18. Pattah sanatana dharmo rakshate tanubhistava dharmasya paramo vikaro bhavan mataha. You are the source of the eternal occupation of all living entities, and by your multi-manifestations of personalities of Godhead, you have always protected religion. You are the supreme objective of religious principles, and in our opinion, you are inexhaustible and unchangeable, eternally. Kimcha अनुष्ठीयमानेन धर्मेण एव लोका पूज्या bhavanti. When only when dharma is carried out by people do all of them become worshipable. Sadharma tad bhakti lakshana eva na varnashramanishta. And that dharma is actually characterized as devotion service to your lordship. It is not simply the dharma characterized by the varnashrama system. Tam cha dharmam tad bhaktaha eva parvartayanti iti tvad bhaktaha brahmanebhya api sreshtaha. And that dharma is promoted by the devotees of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, your devotees are far superior to these Brahmanas. That is brought out in the current verse. Tvattaha pradurvutaha bhakti lakshanaha sanatana dharma. Sanatana dharma is actually characterized as devotion service to you, Lord Vishnu, and it has come from you. Drishtisatam darshane astabhavat tanunam iti drishtya. This looks like a quote from the Bhagavata. You are perceived by the saintly authorities. The great saintly authorities, they see your forms, your different forms. And let these forms be shown to us also. Tavat anugha bhaktaihi rakshiyate sarvatra pravartana. And this bhakti dharma, that is actually protected by these devotees, and these devotees themselves are like your expanded bodies. That is how the bhakti dharma is promoted everywhere. Tasya cha dharmasya paramaha phalarupaha na cha swargadi phalavad vikari kintu nirvikaraha bhavaneva mata. And the supreme result, the very personification of the supreme result of that dharma is actually you yourself, who are untransformed. You are not subjected to any degrading transformations like Swarga and other destinations of material dharma, which are all subjected to degrading transformations. This is our opinion. So, the result, the point is, attainment of your lordship is in fact the result of performing devotion service to you. Tatra sanatana nirvikara padabhyam anyaha dharmana vyakhyatah. Because of these two words, sanatana and nirvikara, this verse is not interpreted to refer to any dharma which is other than Bhagavatam. The statement in this verse, dharmasya paramo guhya, refers to the most confidential part of all religious principles. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. The conclusion of Lord Krishna in his advice to Arjuna is, give up all other religious engagement and just surrender unto me. This is the most confidential knowledge in executing religious principles. In the Bhagavatam also it is stated that if one does not become Krishna conscious after very rigidly executing one's specified religious duties, all his labor in following so-called religious principles is simply a waste of time. Shrame eva hi kevalam. Here also the sages confirm the statement that the Supreme Lord, not the demigods, is the ultimate goal of all religious principles. There are many foolish propagandists who say that worship of the demigod is also a way to reach the supreme goal. But in the authorized statements of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, this is not accepted. Bhagavad Gita says that one who worships a particular demigod can reach the demigod's planet, but one who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead can enter into Vaikuntha. Some propagandists say that regardless of what one does, he will ultimately reach the supreme abode of the Personality of Godhead. But this is not valid. The Lord is eternal. The Lord's servitor is eternal. The Lord's abode is also eternal. They are all described here as Sanatana or eternal. The result of devotion service, therefore, is not temporary, as is the achievement of heavenly planets by worshipping the demigods. The sages wanted to stress that although the Lord, out of his causeless mercy, says that he worships the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, actually the Lord is worshipable not only by the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas but also by the demigods. 19. Taranti hyanjasamrityum nivritta yadanugraha yoginassa bhavan kim swit anugrahyeta yadparai. Mystics and transcendentalists, by the mercy of the Lord, cross beyond nations by seizing all desires. It is not possible, therefore, that the Supreme Lord can be favored by others. तेषु अपि ब्राह्मणेषु मध्ये प्रवृत्तिनिष्ठेभ्यः निवृत्ताः श्रेष्ठाः. Amongst those Brahmanas, the Brahmanas who are fixed in Nivritti Dharma, Nivritti Marga, are superior to those who are fixed in Pravritti Marga. Tebhya api yoginaha. Superior to them are the yogis. Tepi yad anugraham nrityam taranti. And those yogis also, they very easily cross over mrityu, death, by your mercy. Sa bhavan yat paraihi anyaihi anudrikyeta. So now, this being the case, then how is it possible that you can be blessed by someone else? It should be like this. Tarkims with iti prashnaha vismaya adhikyena. So with great astonishment, they ask this question. How is that possible? Unless one is favored by the Supreme Lord, one cannot cross over the ocean of the nations of repeated birth and death. Here it is stated that yogis or mystics cross beyond nations by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of God. There are many kinds of mystics, such as Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, and Bhakti Yogi. The Karmis particularly search after the favor of the demigods. The Jnanis want to become one with the Supreme Absolute Truth. And the Yogis are satisfied simply by partial vision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Paramatma, and ultimately by oneness with Him. But the Bhaktas, the devotees, want to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead eternally and serve Him. It has already been admitted that the Lord is eternal. And those who want the favor of the Supreme Lord perpetually are also eternal. Therefore, yogis here means devotees, bhakti yogis. By the mercy of the Lord, devotees can easily pass beyond the nations of birth and death and attain the eternal abode of the Lord. The Lord is therefore not in need of another's favor because no one is equal to or greater than Him. Actually, everyone needs the favor of the Lord for successful understanding of His human mission. 20. Yam vai vibhuti upayatyanuvela manyer artharthibhih swashirasa dhritapadarenu dhanyarpitam hri tulasi navadam dham no lokam madhu pratapate rivakamayana. The goddess of fortune Lakshmi, the dust of whose feet is worn on the head by others, waits upon you as appointed, for she is anxious to secure a place in the abode of the king of bees who hovers on the fresh wreath, that is garland of tulasi leaves offered at your feet by some blessed devotee. Yam vibhutihi upayati anvelam अन्यैः अर्थार्थभिः स्वशिरसा धृतपादरेणु धन्य अर्पित अंघ्रि तुलसी नवदाम धाम नः लोकम मधुव्रतपते इव कामयाना. यच्चोक्तम यत्सेवया चरणपद्म पवित्र रेणुं सद्यः क्षताखिलमलं प्रतिलब्धशीलं न श्रीर्विरक्तमपि मां विजहाति. Then they refer to text 7 and they in text 7 the Lord had said that it is only by serving these brahmanas that my lotus feet dust has become pure and it is able to immediately destroy all of the contamination. It is by serving these brahmanas that it has attained this nature to such an extent that even the goddess of fortune, she does not leave me, even though I myself am not attached to her. Iti tadapi asambhavatvat. Okay, asambhavatvat. Durge nityahu dvabhyam. But that is also not possible. So therefore, this statement of yours is again incomprehensible to us. They point this out in two verses beginning with the current verse. Yam tvam vibhuti sampatti rupa lakshmi anuelam avasare avasare upayati sevate. It is this goddess of fortune Lakshmi. She is the one who is the goddess of prosperity. She is simply your opulence, your vibhuti. And at every available opportunity, she serves you. Dhritaha padarenuhu yasyah sa. And the dust of the feet of this Lakshmi Devi, that itself is held with great respect by many. धन्यैः भक्तैः अर्पितम् अंघ्रियौ यत् तुलस्या नवदाम त्रैव धाम ऐश्वर्यं यस्य तस्य मधुव्रतपतेः भ्रमरमुख्यस्य लोकम् अंघ्रिं कामयमाना इव त्वत्कान्ता अपि त्वद्भक्तैः एव इत्यर्थः. But despite that, she is anxious to secure a place in the abode of the king of bees, who hovers on a garland of tulasi leaves offered to your feet by some blessed devotee, some blessed devotees. So the idea is that even though what is this bhakti or bhakti? Even though she is your devotee, still she is hankering to attain the same fortune that has been attained by your devotees. As previously described, Tulasi has attained all superior qualities due to being placed at the lotus feet of the Lord. The comparison made here is very nice. As the king of bees hovers over the tulsi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, so Lakshmi, the goddess who is sought by the demigods, Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, everyone else, always engages in rendering service to the lotus feet of the Lord. The conclusion is that no one can be the benefactor of the Lord. Everyone is actually the servant of the Lord. 21. Yastam vivikta charitai ranuvartamanam natyadriyat paramabhagavata prasanga satvam dvijana pasapunya rajah punitaha Srivatsa Lakshma Kimaga Bhagabhajanastvam. Oh Lord, you are exceedingly attached to the activities of your pure devotees. Yet you are never attached to the goddess of fortune, you constantly engage in your transcendental loving service. How can you be purified therefore by the dust of the path traversed by the Brahmanas? And how can you be glorified or made fortunate by the marks of Srivatsa on your chest? Vivitta charitai, vishuddhai paricharanai, na atyadriyat, na ativa adritavan. Even though the goddess of fortune, she engages in various forms of services to you, you do not regard them with such respect. You do not with so much respect. Atra atishabdena patnitvena evana adriyate. Bhaktatvam tu adriyata eva. So here they say that you do not very much, you are not very much attached to the goddess of fortune. No, that implies that he does regard her, he does respect her as in her aspect as a devotee of her. यतः परम भागवतेषु एव प्रकृष्ट संग आसक्तिर्यस्य सः, because he is very much attached, the Supreme Lord is very much attached to the great exalted Bhagavatas. Satvam Lakshmya Sadaiva Apekshamaanah Api Tasyam Nirapeksha Api Brahmana Prasada Deva Mam Shri Na Jahati Iti Yadrushe Tat Kim Sviditi Bhav. Here you are always being waited upon by Lakshmi Devi for service. She is waiting always to serve you. And you are indifferent to her. And then you say that Shri does not give up on me simply by the mercy of the Brahmanas. What is this? Tha Vijanam Anupatham Patipati Lagnam Yat Punyam Rajas Atha Srivatsa Lakshmacha Kim Agah Praptavanasi Kim Tateva Hetostvam Bhagabhajanaha Shad Aishwaryavan Abhu. So then next they take up another point that the Lord had made, that the dust from the feet of the Brahmanas, that is the one that has made me purified. Because see, that Srivatsa mark is because Prabhu placed his feet on the Lord's chest. So the Lord had said that this is what is actually purifying me. But is that a fact? Is this that because of this that you are actually filled with the six opulences? Tatha punitaha te eva punya rajashrivatsa lakshmani tvam pavitri kurata etat sarvam durgeyam kim swit. We find these statements to be very much incomprehensible. That these pious dust from the feet and Srivatsa marks, these are the ones that are purifying you. What do you mean by this? It is said in the Brahma Samhita that the Lord is always served by many hundreds of thousands of goddesses of fortune in his Vaikuntha planet. Yet because of his attitude of renunciation of all opulences, he is not attached to any one of them. The Lord has six opulences: unlimited wealth, unlimited fame, unlimited strength, unlimited beauty, unlimited knowledge, and unlimited renunciation. All the demigods and other living entities worship Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, just to get her favor. Yet the Lord is never attached to her because he can create an unlimited number of such goddesses for his transcendental service. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, is sometimes envious of the tulsi leaves which are placed at the lotus feet of the Lord, for they remain fixed there and do not move, whereas Lakshmi ji, although stationed by the chest of the Lord, sometimes has to please her other devotees who pray for her favor. Lakshmi ji sometimes has to go to satisfy her numerous devotees. But tulasi leaves never forsake their position, and the Lord therefore appreciates the service of the tulasi more than the service of Lakshmi. So when the Lord says it is due to the causeless mercy of the Brahmanas that Lakshmi ji does not leave him, we can understand that Lakshmi ji is attracted by the opulence of the Lord, not by the Brahmanas' benedictions upon him. The Lord is not dependent on anyone's mercy for his opulence. He is always self-sufficient. The Lord's statement that his opulence is due to the benediction of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas is only to teach others that they should offer respect to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, the devotees of the Lord. 22. Dharmasthate bhagavatasтрiyuga tribhisvai padbhischaracharamidam dvijadevatartham nunam hritam tadabhighati rajastamascha sattvena no varadaya tanuva nirasya. O Lord, you are the personification of all religion. Therefore, you manifest yourself in 3 millenniums. And thus you protect this universe, which consists of animate and inanimate beings, by your grace, which is of pure goodness, and is the bestower of all blessings. Kindly drive away the elements of Rajas and Tamas for the sake of the demigods and the twice born. Kimcha, Vipraha, Vayam, Itaha, Vayam Itaha, Purvam, Tvattaha, Parabhavam, Naiva Praptaha, Ityaho. Now, we are the Vipras, Brahmanas. We have never ever experienced defeat from you in the past. That is now conveyed in this verse. Trishu eva yugeshu avar bhavasi iti triyuga. You appear in the 3 yugas. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. Therefore, you are 3 yuga. Yadva. Trini yugani shadgunaha. Bhagavad Shabdavachyaha santi asya 3 yuga. Otherwise, 3 yuga can have another meaning. The one who is filled with 3 pairs of opulences, qualities. In other words, you have 6 qualities, which are referred to by the word Bhagavan. So in that way also you are 3 yuga. Tribhis tapashaucha dayadibhi swair asadharanaihi padbhihi idam vishvam bhritam palitam. And apart from that, there are these 3 austerities, cleanliness, mercy. These are 3 features through which the universe is being protected, primarily through these 3. Satyasya dharma viplave api kala anuvartamanatvat tribhivityukta. Why does it say this? Because even though dharma is destroyed, in Kali Yuga, Satya remains. Dvijat devatartham, jnana devatanam cha prayojanaya eva nunam dhritam. And you are upholding this universe for this very reason, to for the sake of the twice born and the devatas. What do you do in order to do this protection work? Asmakam varadayinya tanuva tad abhigati tesham padanam abhighatakam rajastamasya sattvena sattvagunena nirasya nirakritya. You drive away rajoguna, tamoguna, which are obstacles for us, and you bless us with sattva. So this is how you uphold this world. By your sacred form, by your divine transcendental bodies, your sacred forms, You bestow all benedictions upon us. And there are this Rajoguna and Tamoguna. They oppose tapas, shaucham, daya, these three legs of religion. So therefore, through Sattva-guna, you eradicate them. The Lord is addressed in this verse as three yuga, or one who appears in three millenniums, namely Satya, Dwapara, and Treta yugas. He is not mentioned as appearing in the fourth millennium or Kali Yuga. It is described in Vedic literature that in Kali Yuga, he comes as Channa avatar or an incarnation, but he does not appear as a manifest incarnation. In other yugas, however, the Lord is a manifest incarnation, and therefore he is addressed as three yuga, or the Lord appears in three yugas. Question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm sorry to interrupt in between. Actually, these questions are from previous verses. Like, I want to know that Lord is speaking so humbly with these four sages. So does Lord always speak so humbly, or means with everyone, or does it depend on the person in front, audience?
It depends on the person.
So when devotees are advised to be humble, so usually they are humble, but then if someone is blasphemer or some other person like this, they may not speak humbly.
Why? What is the connection?
Means devotees, they follow Lord.
No, devotees are to follow the Lord. They are supposed to serve the Lord. That is why they are devotees. When you try to follow the Lord, you are put as a conditioned soul here in the material world. You're not supposed to do what He is doing. You are supposed to serve Him. He's the object of service.
But it was said, no, Prabhu, that servant has the qualities of his master.
What does that mean? Servant has qualities of the master. What
Like, a servant is supposed to, like in one of, I'm not sure, very sure, in one of the verses it was said that Jaya and Vijay, they have not they have acted in a way which is improper and which
contrary to the mood of the Lord, contrary to the mood of their master. That does not mean that they imitate the Lord, but they understand the purpose of the Lord and they try to fulfill the purpose of the Lord. Servants are supposed to fulfill the purpose of their masters anyway. That is the point.
Okay, bro. And in purport to 17th verse, when there is a statement, Prabhupada is writing, Lord is very favorable toward all activities performed according to Brahminical culture. I could not understand this one line, bro. What activities and how Lord is favorable to these activities? What are those activities?
Wait. Which purport are you talking about?
17th, 17.
17. The Supreme Lord is very favorable to all activities performed according to Brahminical culture. And he himself explains all the qualities of control of the senses and mind, cleanliness, forbearance, faith in scripture, and practical and theoretical knowledge. So these are the activities performed according to Brahminical culture. These are the activities of Brahmanas. You'll find in Bhagavad Gita.
And Lord is pleased by them. This is what it means.
Really? Yes. He's happy with Brahmanas.
And Prabhu, then when the four sages are trying to clarify what Lord has spoken humbly, it looks like as if they are cancelling Lord's statements. So means it gives an impression as if Lord is speaking somewhat lying. I don't have any other word. I'm sorry if I'm offensive. But it looks like Lord is speaking lies about himself, that Brahmana's dust has given him favor of goddess of fortune. So speaking humbly and speaking soft lies, I'm confused. Like it looks like they are being same here.
He is glorifying them. He is glorifying them.
But they are also knowing that it's not true.
Yeah, and they also know that this is just a glorification.
But can we speak lies in glorification?
No, they are applicable under particular circumstances only. Out of his bhakta-vatsalya, out of his affection for his devotees, he actually becomes subordinate to them. So it can be interpreted in the right manner also. It's not that they're necessarily wrong. With particular devotees who are factually pure in their devotional attitude and so on, the Lord actually becomes very much submissive to them out of affection for them, pure affection for them. So it is correct on what the Lord is speaking is correct, but it is correct only for particular cases, not for everyone. So if I start thinking that that is applicable to me, then I'm making a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. In the other yugas, however, the Lord is a manifest incarnation, and therefore he is addressed as Three Yuga, or the Lord who appears in three yugas. Sridhar Swami describes three yuga as follows. Yuga means couple, and three means three. The Lord is manifested as three couples by his six opulences or three couples of opulences. In that way, he can be addressed as three yuga. The Lord is the personality of religious principles. In three millenniums, religious principles are protected by three kinds of spiritual culture, namely austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. The Lord is called three way in that way also. In the age of Kali, these three requisites to spiritual culture are almost absent. But the Lord is so kind that in spite of Kali Yuga's being devoid of these three spiritual qualities, He comes and protects the people of this age in His covered incarnation as Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is called covered because although He is Krishna Himself, He presents Himself as a devotee of Krishna, not directly Krishna. So Channavatar does not mean that there is no scriptural evidence for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, that is not the meaning. Channa Avatar simply means that his Bhagavata, him being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is covered by that very same Bhagavan who has incarnated as a Bhagavata, as a devotee of the Lord. The devotees pray to Lord Chaitanya, therefore, to eliminate their stock of passionate ignorance, the most conspicuous assets of this yuga. In the Krishna consciousness movement, one cleanses himself of the modes of passionate ignorance by chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, as introduced by Lord Chaitanya. The four Kumaras were cognizant of their situation in the modes of passionate ignorance, because although in Vaikuntha they wanted to curse devotees of the Lord, the devotees of the Lord, since they were conscious of their own weakness, they prayed to the Lord to remove their still existing passionate ignorance. The three transcendental qualifications, cleanliness, austerity, and mercy, are the qualifications of the twice born and the demigods. Those who are not situated in the quality of goodness cannot accept these three principles of spiritual culture. For the Krishna consciousness movement, therefore, there are three sinful activities which are prohibited: illicit sex, intoxication, and eating anything other than prasad, food offered to Krishna. So, no meat eating includes this also. These three prohibitions are based on the principles of austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. Devotees are merciful because they spare the poor animals, and they're clean because they're free of contamination from unwanted foodstuff and unwanted habits. Austerity is represented by restricted sex life. These principles, indicated by the prayers of the four Kumaras, should be followed by the devotees who are engaged in Krishna consciousness. Then 23. Natvam Dujoktumakulam Yadihatmagopam Bhukta Vrishaswar Anena Sundrute Tarheva Nanshyati Shivas Tavadeva Pantha Loko Grahishya Rishabhasya Tat Pramana. O Lord, you are the protector of the highest of the twice-born. You do not protect them by offering worship and mild words, then certainly the auspicious path of worship will be rejected by people in general who act on the strength and authority of your Lordship. Adhunapi asmasu tava anugrahevayam. So right now also, you are simply blessing us. Natu nigraha. You are not punishing us. Iti nishchitta, having ascertained that some ashvasima, we are pacified now. That is conveyed in the current verse. Vijottamanam kulam atmagopa vaya eva rakshanyam. The dynasty or the community of the best of the twice born, that means the excellent Brahmanas, that is meant to be protected by you yourself. Tvam yadiha spashtam na gopta na agopa ishyat. If you were not to protect, if you were certainly not in, to protect this community, Vrishaha Dharmarupa Sreshta Hava, Tarhi He Deva Panthaha Vedamargaha Nangshyati Anangshya, then Dharma or else you yourself, O Lord, if you were not to protect, then this pathway of the Vedas would have perished. Yaduktam Gitasu, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Yadyad Acharati Shreshta Tattadeva Jana Sayat Pramanam Kurti Lokastada Navartate. That whatever pathway an exalted person follows, the common men also follow that. Whatever example he sets by his acts, that becomes the standard by which people carry out their conduct. Ataha asmasu aghatamanapi yat sevaya ityadi tadvajaha lokashiksharthmeva ityavitaya. So, even though it is not possible to apply what you have said to us personally, still, all your statements about serving the Brahmanas and so on, that is actually for teaching the world. That is our opinion. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated by the Lord Himself that the acts and character of great authorities are followed by people in general. Leaders of ideal character are therefore needed in society. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in this material world just to show the example of perfect authority, and people have to follow His path. The Vedic injunction is that one cannot understand the absolute truth simply by mental speculation or logical argument. One has to follow the authorities. Mahajano yena gatasya pantha. Great authorities should be followed. Otherwise, if we simply depend on the scriptures, we are sometimes misled by rascals, or else we cannot understand or follow the different spiritual injunctions. The best path is to follow the authorities. The four Brahmana sages stated that Krishna is naturally the protector of the cows and Brahmanas. Go Brahmana Hitaya. When Krishna was on this planet, he set a practical example. He was a cowherd boy and he was very respectful to the Brahmanas and devotees. It is also affirmed here that the Brahmanas are the best of the twice born. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas are all twice born, but the Brahmanas are the best. When there is a fight between two persons, each of them protects the upper part of his body, the head, the arms, and the belly. Similarly, for the actual advancement of human civilization, the best part of the social body, namely the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, and the Vaishyas, the intelligent class of men, the military class, and the mercantile men, should be given special protection. Protection of the laborers should not be neglected, but special protection should be given to the upper orders. Of all classes of men, the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas should be given special protection. They should be worshipped. When their protection is performed, it is just like worshipping God. That is not exactly protection. It is a duty. One should worship the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas by offering them all kinds of endowments and sweet words. Endowments means financial gifts that are put in deposit for the welfare of these Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. And if one has no means to offer anything, he must at least use sweet words to pacify. The Lord personally exhibited this behavior towards the Kumaras. If this system is not introduced by the leaders, then human civilization will be lost when there is no protection and special treatment for persons who are devotees of the Lord, who are highly intelligent in spiritual life, then the whole society is lost. The word Namshiyati indicates that such a civilization becomes spoiled and is annihilated. The kind of civilization recommended is called Devapatha, which means the royal road of the demigods. Demigods are supposed to be fully fixed in devotion, service, or Krishna consciousness. That is the auspicious path to be protected. If the authorities or the leaders of society do not give special respect to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and do not offer them not only sweet words but all facilities, then the path of progress will be lost to human civilization. The Lord personally wanted to teach this, and therefore he offered so much praise to the Kumaras. 24. Tattena Vishtamiva Sattvanidher Viditso Kshemam Janaya Nijashaktiviltritare Naitavatatriadhipater Bata Vishwabhatus Tejakshatam Tvavanatasya Sate Vinodaha. Dear Lord, you never want the auspicious path to be destroyed, for you are the reservoir of all goodness. Just to benefit people in general, you destroy the evil element by your mighty potency. You are the proprietor of the three creations and the maintainer of the entire universe. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. Rather, by submission, you exhibit your transcendental pastimes. Tattena Bhishtam. Yes. Nanu Nashyatu Pantha. Yes. Nanu Nashyatu Pantha. Patrahu. And if the Lord were to say that, okay, so let that pathway of the Vedas be destroyed. What is the so what? So anticipating that, they speak this word. Tad Vedamarga Nasha. Tad Vedamarga Nashanam. Iveti Lokoktihi. Why does it say Nashanam? Oh, Vinashanam. Okay. See, here, okay, this statement here, where they anavishtam. Is this the right verse? Where is Nashanam? I'm not able to. This is a different reading. Okay, so Kshemam Janaya Nishatu Dhrutare Hitavatatri Teja Kshatam Tu Avanatasya Sate Vinodam. Why does he say this? I think it must be a different reading. Wait, let me look at Bhakti-siddhanta Saraswati edition. Tat te anavishtam iva sattva nidhe vidhi. So, Kshemam Janaya Nijashaktihi Udhritare Naitavata Tri Adhipate Vata Vishwabhaktuhu. Correct? Teja Kshatam Tu Avanatasya Sate Vinodaha. It's a reading different from this also. Sattvanide, Vishuddha Sattvanide, Janaya Lokasya Kshemam Mangalam Viditso Kartamikshoho. You're the one who desired to do auspiciousness to all the worlds. And you yourself are the source of Vishuddha Sattva. Nijashaktivihi, Rajadivihi, Udhrita Arehe, Udhritaha, Upatitaha, Arayaha, Dharma Pratipakshaha, Yena Tasya Te Tava. You're the one who, using your potencies in the form of kings and so on, you eradicate opponents to dharma. Te tava tat vedamarga nashanam. Anavishtam, anabhipsitam eva. So this destruction of the pathway of the Vedas appears to be not desired by you. Vata aho etavata dharmatrana prayojanena tu triadhipate trilokaswaminaha triguna niyantuhu va vishwabhantuhu jagat patuhu avanatasya namanam utavataha tava tejaha prabhavaha nakshatam nakshinam. And since you are the protector of the three worlds in this manner, by the protection of dharma, having that as your mission, or else you're the one who actually controls even the three gunas, and you're the protector of the entire world. So you are becoming submissive. That does not destroy your influence, your tejas, your prowess. Yataha, because saha namanadihi, because you are becoming submissive and so on. Te tava vinodaha, lila mata. It is simply your pastime. So here, the very reference to the destruction of Veda Marga, that itself is just an imitation of the common statements of people. Janaya iti kriyaya sampradhanam kriyagraham abhi kartavya षष्ट्यर्थे चतुर्थी अतएव निज शक्तिभिः लोके राजादिभिः उत्पाटितधर्म प्रतिपक्षस्य ननु तदपि परम उत्कृष्टस्य निकृष्टेषु अवनतिः तेजोहानिकारी. Is it not that you being so supremely exalted and you bow down to those who are inferior to you, does it not destroy your promise? Then they speak the second half of this verse. Etavata tu dharmatrana prayojanena avanatasya namanam utavata hatava. You're only doing this much just to, as a mission to protect dharma. You are bowing down. Tavateja prabhavaha nakshatam nakshenam yataha sa namanadiste vinoda kautuka vishesheva. It is just fun for you. Lord Krishna was never reduced in his position by becoming a cowherd boy or by offering respect to Sudama Brahmana or his other devotees like Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva Maharaj Yudhishthir, and the Pandavas' mother Kunti. Everyone knew that he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, yet his behavior was exemplary. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Sachidananda Vigraha. His form is completely spiritual, full of bliss and knowledge. And it is eternal. Because the living entities are his parts and parcels, originally they also belong to the same quality of eternal form as the Lord. But when they come in contact with Maya, the material potency, due to their forgetfulness, their existential constitution is covered. That means the constitutional position that is always existing with them, that is covered. We should try to understand the appearance of Lord Krishna in this spirit as the Kumaras pray to him. He is eternally a cowherd boy at Vrindavan. He is eternally the leader of the battle of Kurukshetra. And he is eternally the opulent prince of Dwaraka and the lover of the damsels of Vrindavan. All his appearances are meaningful because they show his real characteristics to the conditioned souls who have forgotten their relationship with the Supreme Lord. He does everything for their benefit. The force exhibited in the battle of Kurukshetra by the desire of Krishna and through the agency of Arjuna was also necessary, because when people become too irreligious, force is required. Non-violence in this respect is rascaldom. 25. Yam vanayor damamadhish bhavan vidhatte prittim va tat anuman mahinir galikam asmasu va ya uchito dhriyatam sadanto ye na gasau vayam ayungshmahi kilvishena. O Lord, whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons or also to us, we shall accept without duplicity. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons. Anvaya, He Adhisha, O Lord of all, Anayo, स्वभृत्ययोः जय विजयोः यं वा दमं दण्डम् अस्माभिः विहितं यं वा दण्डं वृत्तिं वा अधिकां जीविकां वा भवान् विधत्ते. Whether you want to reinforce the punishment that we have given upon these two servants of yours, Jay and Vijay, or you want to give some other punishment, or you want to enhance their position by giving them something which is life invigorating to them, whatever you give, Bhavan Tatte Tat Bhavat Kritam Sarvam Nirvyalikum Nishkapatam Sashraddham Yatasyat Tatha Anumanmahe Vayam Anumanyamahe Anumodayamaha. We fully accept that with faith, without any duplicity, we accept anything that you give. Ye vayam nagasau nir aparadho eto kilbishena shapena ayumshmahi yojitavantaha. We have cursed two innocent souls. Teshu asmasu va yah uchitah yogyah sadandah dhriyata vithiyata. Therefore, you can, we request that you give us the appropriate punishment for that. Hey Jagadish, हे जगदीश्वर আপনার এই দুই ভৃত্যের প্রতি আমরা যে দণ্ডবিধান করিয়াছি তাহা বা অন্য কোন দণ্ড অথবা অধিক জীবিকা বিধান করিতে যদি আপনি ইচ্ছা করেন তাহাই আমরা নিষ্কপটে অনুমোদন করিব. Without any duplicity, we will accept whatever arrangement that you make. আর আমরা যে ওই নিরপরাধ ভৃত্য দ্বয়কে অভিশাপগ্রস্ত করিয়াছি তার জন্য আমাদিগের প্রতিও যে দণ্ড উপযুক্ত হয় তাহা বিধান করুন. Please arrange for the type of punishment that we ourselves require. Vastutah tu avagaha abhiprayam tvam kaya manovakyaihi vanataha vayam idam nivedayama ityādi. In reality, however, your opinion is beyond comprehension to us. So therefore, with our body, mind, and speech, we submit ourselves to you. And we state the following. Yam vadamam dandam brahmanyatvat tatha bhaktavatsalattvat vrittim yam adhikam jivikam va bhavan dhatte. Whatever punishment you want to give because of your brahmanya nature. Brahmanya means you're having the nature of being favorable to the brahmanas, or any source of life invigoration that you want to give to them because you are affectionate to your devotees. That you give that sarvam ananyamahe swachhandena eva prabho tam vidhehi. Please give it the way you want. Asmad datta vishapastu rasatalam gacchatu iti bhava. And let our curse go to hell. Wow, this is actually there in Sanskrit. Punascha sabhaya ashrukampamahuhu. Then with fear, while tears in their eyes and while trembling, they say the second half of the verse. Asmasu iti. Devayam niraparadho eto kilbishena shapena ayungshmahi yojitavantaha. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons. The sages, the four Kumaras, now reject their cursing of the two doorkeepers, Jaya and Vijaya, because they are now conscious that persons who engage in the service of the Lord cannot be at fault at any stage. It is said that anyone who has implicit faith in the service of the Lord, or who actually engages in transcendental loving service, with all the good qualities of the demigods. Therefore, a devotee cannot be at fault if sometimes it is found that he is in error by accident or by some temporary arrangement. that should not be taken very seriously. The cursing of Jay and Vijay is here repented. Now the Kumaras are thinking in terms of their position in the modes of passion and ignorance. And they are preparing to accept any kind of punishment from the Lord. In general, when dealing with devotees, we should not try to find faults. In Bhagavad Gita also, it is confirmed that a devotee who faithfully serves the Supreme Lord, even if found to commit a gross mistake, should be considered a sadhu or saintly person. Due to former habits, he may commit some wrong, but because he is engaged in the service of the Lord, that wrong should not be taken very seriously. 26. Yes.
Prabhu, what is the difference between finding fault and saying wrong thing as wrong?
Both are same only.
So, at times, if someone is doing wrong, we should not be saying that he's doing wrong.
See, there is a
Wrongly.
difference between trying to correct someone for his benefit and pointing out that somebody is wrong, not really to benefit him. So there's a difference between these two. One thing is, if I simply say that he's wrong, I'm implying that I'm right and therefore I'm better than him. And I derive a psychological satisfaction that I'm better than him. And I would like the whole world to know that I'm better than him. So that is a problem. But if I want to benefit him, that's a different thing. Now, it might be the case that there might be a mix of both of these, in which case the Lord does not like us to have this egoistic attitude. So there are plenty of terms and conditions in Vedic civilization for finding fault. There's a whole book, there's a whole essay by Bhakti-vaibhava Thakur, Vaishnava Ninda. And I translated and published an excerpt from that in the form of a book also titled Vaishnava Ninda, where in that book, in that essay, Bhakti-vaibhava Thakur specifies under what circumstances we can find fault, you can say. So these things are to be done very, very carefully.
So, if that devotee is not hearing my words, so in any other way, I'll get reaction, or will it be considered offense? Like one point you mentioned is the psychological satisfaction, which is a problem because my ego is increasing. In any other way also this backfires?
First of all, whether it is correct or not, that should be thoroughly examined. No?
Mm-hmm.
There may be several aspects to it. The issue may not be as simple as we think it is.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Prabhu, it happens that, like, for example, here you quoted that we have to find fault as per this guideline, and then entire book is there. Even after reading book, either I don't remember the book, or even in rare cases, I remember this is what I'm supposed to do, but when the situation comes, the impulses carry me and I forget. So, looks like it's really going to take seriously a lot of time.
Well, time is one thing, and more than that, we have to break our habits. To break our habits, break our impulses, all of these take time. Therefore, we should pray to Krishna for the qualification to make spiritual progress. All of this requires help. We need help from Hari Guru Vaishnavas for this. All right, fine. Let's move on. 26. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Etam Pure Taragatim Pratipatti Sadhyah Samrambha Samvrita Samadhya Anubadha Yogo Bhuya Sakasham Upayasyata Ashu Yo Vah Chapo Mayaiva Nimitas Tat Aveta Viprah. The Lord replied, O Brahmanas, know that the punishment you inflicted on them was originally ordained by me, and therefore they will fall to a birth in a demoniac family. But they will be firmly united with me and thought through mental concentration, intensified by anger, and they will return to my presence shortly. Anvaya, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Sri Bhagavan said, He Vipraha, O Vipras, Eto Jaya Vijaya, Eto Jaya Vijaya, Jaya Vijaya, Jaya, Sadhya, Shighrameva, Suretaragatim, Asurim Yonim, Pratipatya, Prapya, they will attain the Asuric species of life. Jaya and Vijaya. Mai Samrambha Samvrita Samadhi Anubadha Yoga Samrambhena Krodha Aveshena Samvritaha Sambandha Yah Samadhihi Ekagrata Tena Anubadha Dridhikrita Yoga Yayoho Tadrishav Santo. They will be united with me firmly with the intense concentration of mind, filled with anger. Ashu, Shigrameva, Bhuya, Punaha, Sakasham, Mat Samipam, Upayasyataha, Agamishyataha. So they will quickly attain the Asuric species of life, and they will also quickly come back to me. Yes. Vah, Yushmakam Kritaha, Yat Shapaha. The curse that was pronounced by you, so Maya eva nirmitaha, that was actually created by me. Tat aveta. Understand this. Shri Bhagavan Kahim, He Vipragan, He Duijan Sadhi Asurjoni Prapt Hok, Krodhavesh Pushta Samadhidara, Ihadir Jo Dridhikrita Hoibe, Tahate Ihara Sattare Punarai Amar Nikat Asibe. আপনাদের যে অভিশাপ তাহা আমরাই নির্মিত জানিবেন মা ভৈষ্ঠ ইতি তাম আশ্বাসেনাহ. And then the Lord consoled the sages, saying, don't be frightened. Eto iti samrambhena krodha aveshena samvrita samsprushtaha yah samadhi madiya dhyana paripakaha tena anubhaddha pratikshana abhyastaha yogaha mat samyogaha yabhyam tau. Both of them, they will be due to intense anger, due to an avesha or due to being empowered by anger. I don't know how to describe it. Krodha avesha, by an avesha of anger. So these are not the ordinary angry people. These are specifically injected with anger. By that, their meditation on me will reach its maturity, and filled with that at every moment, their minds will constantly be in union with me. O Vipra, O Vipra, Yushmakam Shapa, Sarmayaiva Nirmita. I'm the one who has created your curse. Anayoho, Parama Bhaktayo, Surabhava Siddhyartham, Yushman Vaikuntham Aniya, Dwarapala Vimau Shuddha Sattva Swarupa Api, Brahmana Matra Parama Bhakto Api, Yushmat Pratikulye Pravartya, Yushmakam Atmarama Chudamaninaam Api, Krodham Upapadya, Shapam Utpaditaha Maya Eva. So I'm the one. So when he says that I'm the one who created this curse through you, this is what it means. Though both of them are my supreme devotees, in order to get them to, in order to bring about an asuric attitude in them, I'm the one who brought all of you to Vaikuntha. I'm the one who made these two gatekeepers of mine who are actually Shuddha Swarupa in nature. They are in pure goodness. And even though they are supreme devotees of every Brahmana, I made them act in an unfavorable manner towards all of you. And though all of you are the crustables of the Atmaramas, I generated anger in you and I caused you to commit, to pronounce a curse. Natu mat parshadayoho napi yushmakam kopi aparadha iti bhava. The implication is there is no offense on the part of my two associates, and there is no offense on your part also. Nanu bhaktavatsalasya api tava bhaktabhyam abhyam idrisha dukkadane pravritto kim karanam. Then he anticipates this question that you are affectionate to your devotee. Despite that, what is the reason for giving this much of distress to these two devotees? Tatraha tatkaranam he vipra. The cause for that is stated. O Vipras, Aveta. You should know. That means you should think. You should think about this, deliberate on this. Paramrishya sarvagyatvena eva avagachata. You are all omniscient. So by dint of your omniscience, you should understand. Maya prakashitena tena alam. Whatever I have said, that's enough. That is the implication. Tacha karanam. And that reason is Jaya Vijayoreva Prema Vidhrmita Kachidiksha. Due to the enrichment of their love for the Lord, Jaya Vijaya developed a certain desire. Satu Bho Prabhuvara Devadhideva Vaikunthanatha Anyatra Alpabalatvat Asmasu Pratikulya Abhavat Yadi Tatra Bhavatah Yutsa Sukham Na Sampadyate Tata Avameva केनापि प्रकारेण प्रतिकूलीकृत्य तद् युद्धसुखम् अनुभूयताम्. So that desire was, they were thinking in their minds, they were thinking, "Oh, excellent Lord, oh Lord, oh Supreme Lord of all the Lords, oh Lord of Vaikuntha, the happiness of fight. So if through some means you make us your opponents, then you will be able to experience the pleasure of a war with us. Iti avayoho tvat sarvasukha paridipurnataya anumatramapi nyunatvam asakhamanayoho kinkarayoho prarthana hataha swabhaktavatsalya gunamapi laghukritya nishpadyatam. So they were thinking that you are perfectly filled with all kinds of happiness. We cannot tolerate even a slight diminution of that. So suddenly that prayer developed in them who were the Lord's servants. इति आनन्दमयः इति स एषा आनन्दमयस्य मीमांसा भवति इत्यादि श्रुतिविवृतेषु भगवतः शृङ्गारादि सर्वरस परिपूर्ति विवेचन प्रसंगं भवा ज्ञेया. So this way of thinking is in line with the statements of the Upanishads themselves. Raso Vaisaha, the Supreme Lord is the storehouse of all rasas. He is filled with bliss. This is from the Vedanta Sutra, which is a reference to that Taittiriya Upanishad analysis there. which itself begins with now there will be an investigation on the Anandamaya personality of Godhead. So from this it is understood, from this elaboration in the Shruti, it is understood that the Supreme Lord is completely filled with various rasas, beginning with Shringara rasa. Tatascha swechhamayasya mad bhaktanam vinodaya karomi vidakriya iti tat prakara sampadane bhagavatah api ichha api ajani. So then, because the Supreme Lord incarnates in accordance with the desires of his own devotees, that is referred to in 10.14.2. And in Padma Purana also it says that the Lord himself says that I engage in various activities for the entertainment of my devotees. So because there are statements to that effect, the Supreme Lord also developed such a desire. Iti rahasyasya prakata anuktihi. This is the confidential truth which is not explicitly spoken out. Aho mahad aparadhat vaikuntadapi paramasiddhanamapi adhaspata bhavet kim punar matyalokat sadhana abhasanam asmakam iti sadhaka bhaktan mahad aparadeshu savadhani kartum jaya. The reason this confidential secret is not spelled out is to make the sadhaka bhaktas very attentive towards offenses towards great souls. So the idea is that, oh, by committing an offense towards great souls, even if you are supremely perfect in spiritual life, you can still fall from Vaikuntha by committing Mahadaparad, an offense to a great soul. So, what to speak of falling down into hell from the world of the mortals by sadhakas or those who are superficially engaged in sadhana like us. Okay, we'll stop with that. Purport we'll look at it in the next session. Something in the chat box. What is theoretical and practical knowledge here? What is this? Theoretical, practical knowledge. This is Jnana Vigyan. Brahmanas are supposed to have both theoretical knowledge and they're meant to apply it in their lives. Sattva has to be demonstrated through a life of detachment and renunciation. That is what it is. Okay. Vaishnavembhyo Namo Namaha. Okay.